The Philippine government has announced a reduction in the budget allocation for the Revised Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, Modernization Program for 2025, lowering it to PHP 40 billion from the PHP 50 billion allocated in the previous year. This PHP 10 billion decrease reflects the need to realign national priorities and echoes the current 2024 national budget. While the reduction poses challenges to the country's military modernization efforts, it also highlights the importance of resource optimization in achieving the AFP's long-term goals. A shift in budget priorities, the revised AFP modernization program, divided into phases called Horizons, is designed to gradually transform the AFP into a credible defense force capable of addressing a wide range of security challenges. The program's 2025 budget, however, will primarily focus on projects carried over from previous horizons under the Multi-Year Contracting Authority (MICA) scheme. This financing approach ensures that long-term projects, which require substantial funding over several years, are not disrupted despite fluctuations in annual budgets. Among the key projects benefiting from the MICA scheme are the Philippine Navy's acquisition of Miguel Malvar-class frigates and HDP 2200 offshore patrol vessels, OPVs. These vessels are critical for bolstering maritime domain awareness, enhancing patrol capabilities, and improving the Navy's ability to safeguard the country's vast territorial waters. The impact of budget cuts, while the continuation of existing projects is a positive development, the reduction in funding raises concerns about the potential delays or scaling down of newer initiatives. The PHP 10 billion decrease could impact the AFP's ability to acquire additional assets and technologies, particularly under the more ambitious modernization programs outlined in later horizons. One area likely to feel the strain is the procurement of advanced platforms, such as multi-role fighter jets for the Philippine Air Force, PAF, or additional ground-based air defense systems, GBADS, for enhanced territorial defense. These systems, while crucial for national security, require significant investment and long-term financial commitment. Additionally, the budget cut may slow down the development of indigenous defense capabilities, such as local manufacturing of weapons and equipment. This could hinder efforts to achieve self-reliance in defense production, a goal that has gained increasing importance amid global geopolitical tensions. Navy projects as budget priorities, the Philippine Navy has emerged as a key beneficiary of the 2025 budget, with much of the funding allocated to its ongoing shipbuilding and modernization programs. The Miguel Malvar-class frigates, which are designed to replace aging vessels, will significantly enhance the Navy's combat and patrol capabilities. These frigates are expected to play a pivotal role in addressing external threats and ensuring maritime security. Meanwhile, the HDP 2200 offshore patrol vessels, developed in collaboration with foreign shipbuilders, aim to strengthen the Navy's capacity for long-range patrols, search and rescue operations, and humanitarian missions. As the Philippines faces persistent challenges in the West Philippine Sea, these vessels will provide a critical edge in asserting sovereignty and protecting maritime resources. Balancing modernization and fiscal responsibility, the decision to reduce the modernization budget reflects the government's efforts to balance military spending with other national priorities, such as economic recovery, healthcare, and infrastructure development. While defense modernization remains a key pillar of national security policy, the reduced allocation underscores the need for strategic planning and efficient use of resources. The Department of National Defense, DND, and the AFP are now tasked with re-evaluating their modernization plans to ensure that critical projects are prioritized. This may involve delaying or scaling down less urgent acquisitions, reallocating resources to high-impact programs, and seeking alternative funding mechanisms, such as public-private partnerships or foreign assistance. Challenges to regional security. The budget reduction comes at a time when regional security dynamics are becoming increasingly complex. In the West Philippine Sea, heightened tensions over territorial disputes have underscored the importance of a strong and modernized military. The Philippines faces continuous challenges in deterring illegal incursions and safeguarding its exclusive economic zone, EEZ, making defense modernization a strategic imperative. Neighboring countries in Southeast Asia, such as Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia, have also been ramping up their defense capabilities to address similar challenges. The reduced budget for the AFP modernization program could widen the capability gap between the Philippines and its regional counterparts, potentially affecting its ability to respond effectively to emerging threats. Opportunities for strategic partnerships. Despite the budget constraints, the Philippines has opportunities to leverage strategic partnerships to advance its modernization goals. The country's defense agreements with allies such as the United States, Japan, and South Korea can provide access to advanced military technologies, training, and financial support. For instance, the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, with the United States allows for the prepositioning of equipment and joint training exercises, which can enhance the AFP's readiness without requiring significant capital outlay. Similarly, Japan's transfer of defense equipment and technology could bolster the Navy's capabilities, while South Korea remains a reliable partner in providing cost-effective platforms like the FA-50PH fighter jets. The importance of MICA schemes. The continued reliance on the MICA scheme highlights its effectiveness in financing large-scale defense projects. By spreading costs over several years, this approach allows the government to pursue ambitious programs without overwhelming annual budgets. However, the success of this scheme depends on consistent funding commitments and adherence to timelines. Projects such as the acquisition of frigates and OPVs are examples of how the MICA scheme enables the AFP to maintain momentum in its modernization efforts despite budgetary constraints. The challenge lies in ensuring that future MICA-funded projects, such as the multi-role fighter jet acquisition project, receive the necessary support to avoid delays and cost escalations. The road ahead for the AFP. As the AFP navigates the complexities of modernization under reduced funding, it must adopt a pragmatic and adaptive approach. Prioritizing high-impact and mission-critical projects, optimizing resource allocation, and fostering innovation will be key to achieving its objectives. Furthermore, the AFP can explore cost-saving measures, such as upgrading existing assets instead of acquiring new ones, integrating local defense industries into its supply chain, and enhancing joint operations with allied forces. By focusing on capability building rather than equipment acquisition alone, the AFP can maximize the impact of its modernization efforts. A test of commitment. The reduced budget for the revised AFP modernization program presents a test of the government's commitment to national security and defense preparedness. While fiscal prudence is necessary, maintaining a credible defense posture is equally vital in protecting the country's sovereignty and interests. The 2025 budget may be smaller, but it also represents an opportunity for the AFP to demonstrate its resilience and ingenuity in overcoming challenges. By aligning modernization efforts with strategic priorities, the AFP can continue to build a defense force that is capable, efficient, and ready to meet the demands of an evolving security landscape. In conclusion, the road to a modernized AFP is fraught with challenges, but it also holds the promise of a stronger and more self-reliant military. The decisions made today will shape the future of the AFP and its role in ensuring the security and stability of the Philippines for generations to come.